Who in the blue fuck would ever think you would see the death god, the man that all ghouls fear, Arima, having Christmas dinner? Like, that threw me as a shock. So this chapter, at first I was coming into it thinking it's going to be just whatever. I'm not really going to care about it because it was like 31.5, something along the lines of that, 30.5. So I was just like, what is it really going to be? Is it going to be anything exciting? And surprisingly enough, it was really good, interesting, subtle, but yet major at the same time setups for things to come, and also getting progression as well. It wasn't just like, oh, Christmas dinner and gags and whatnot. It had a lot more substance to it. For starters, the fact that Arima showed up, at first you would think, okay, it's just something funny, ha ha ha, but I think there's a little bit more than meets the eye with this one. I think honestly the fact that Arima came over was a big part of it, that he wanted to observe Sasaki. He probably came over to see, is this really Sasaki Heist, or is this Ken Kaneki trying to play a game? And the fact that he has so much interest in it, it could be a couple different things. It could be the bond that they share, you know, of course, the whole story of that book and whatnot. It could be that. It could also be that Ken Kaneki exhibits traits of something that he potentially one day couldn't defeat. Because we've seen Arima, I mean, he had Eto running, he did all sorts of crazy shit, but maybe Ken Kaneki is one thing that he's actually scared of, that he thinks if Ken Kaneki masters his abilities and gets stronger, this will be something that he can actually take out. But I ain't gonna lie, I was fucking dying laughing when they were talking about Arima defeating somebody with an umbrella, defeating a ghoul. It's like, he starts off, no, I didn't defeat him with an umbrella, and then goes on to explain how he defeated him with an umbrella, and then he's like, oh yeah, but Hoji was there, and like, Arima, it's small things like that, and yes, it's comedic, but at the same time, it just, yet again, builds up the legacy of him. Like, dude beat a fucking ghoul with an umbrella, and to top it off, he was falling asleep during fights because he was so tired. Like, Arima, the legacy is real, people. Now, something very interesting as well, the little gifts that were given, and I think, even though it's a 0.5 chapter, I think it's going to be something later brought up, and that's the little gifts that was given that Sasaki gave to Arima, for example. What if, let's just say, they finally have their final battle, their final brawl, whatever, and the thing that he uses at the end to kill him is like that little neck thingy-majig that he bought, the little pin or whatever. That would be interesting. Or either way, I think that there's going to be some small relevance to that later on down the road. This is foreshadowing for something, whether it be like, remember that gift I gave you, they reference it again, because Suyashida does that. Also, a quick note, have anyone else noticed how much little black hair Sasaki has in his head left? Like, he's almost all white hair. There's just like a little bit of black right here at the top. Definitely showcasing that white-haired Kaneki will return soon. And honestly, the whole thing with Uta at this particular point is confusing the shit out of me. When we got that part, which that's where the chapter started to slowly flip upside down, where we see everybody at drinking coffee or whatnot. What the fuck is Uta doing there? Is he a double agent? Is he a triple agent? Who is he working for? Because at the end of the manga, 143, we see him there laughing it up with Peria, like, haha, this motherfucker's dead or whatever. And obviously at this point, Yomo is aware of Uta's involvement with the clowns, so it might be that he's just a double agent and he's pretending to be down with the clowns or whatever, but ultimately he still does care maybe. Or it could be that he's just already involved with them and it's not necessarily that he has an allegiance to anyone. I'm not really sure. I mean, at the end of the day, Yomo wouldn't really chill with Uta if he knew that he was this bad. And at the end of the day, he was asking him questions and he was kind of like trying to get some answers out of Uta in regards to the plans that the clowns have, including the fact that, you know, Uta gave them a little bit of information that he's not necessarily sure about the boss yet and things like. He didn't really give them information, but he was talking to them about it. So it's not like Uta's trying to keep this big secret of his involvement with the clowns. And then getting a little bit of Toka's plans or whatever when she basically said she's still going to keep on going with what she's doing. I'm guessing what she's talking about is waiting for Kaneki to arrive one day, but continuing her school stuff. And then that very ending thing, I mean, I thought the mask would have jogged Sasaki's memory a little bit, seeing that mask, but he was just totally threw off by it. But when we get the names, you know, Ken Kaneki, he got the right spelling, and it kind of makes me wonder, is like Uta watching him or something? Like, how the fuck would he know that he doesn't know the proper spelling for Ken Kaneki? Or it's just that it was him trying to throw him an extra clue? It was kind of funny, though, to see the original pen name of Eto on there when she was an author or whatnot, written on the little Christmas card of Santa Clauses. And with all that being said, for 31.5, I think it was, pretty damn good stuff. A lot of interesting things coming into this one. Again, Uta, who the fuck is this guy? Is he a clown? Is he, you know, with Yomo and them? What is his whole goal and motive? And then also the whole shit with Arima. I think, again, honestly, Arima was there to check out Sasaki, see if this is truly the person that he thinks he is, because if not, he probably would have took a fucking spoon and beat the fuck out of him with that. And just your overall thoughts of the chapter, again, like, even a 31.5 still giving us some decent substance and some good overall plot development. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.